Alistair, a straight title shootout between the top two in the final day. Just sum up what that's like to be a part of.
Yeah, it's something that I don't think happens too often. Obviously, leagues can come down to the final day, but the fact that it's the two teams playing each other as well makes it extra special. I mean, I've seen some pretty good atmospheres at Celtic Park, and I have a feeling this one's going to rival some of the best nights. So yeah, I think we're all really excited for it. It's great in terms of the fact that both teams know exactly what they need out of the game. We know we need to go and win the match, which I think makes it really clear for us. And yeah, I think we're just all ready to get it going already.
How much better do you feel heading into it with the late penalty the other night and how that changes the arithmetic for you?
Yeah, I think that if we didn't get that, obviously we knew we still going to need to win the match. In terms of what the goal difference would have been, it would have obviously made it a slightly different match. Yeah, look, this just means that you go out there, you can win by 1 goal, you can win by 3, you win the title. It doesn't really matter, and I think that just makes things obviously simpler and easier for us. But at the same time, is that we were confident whatever it was, as long as we had a chance going into that last game that we could come out with the title. I think that we would have shooken your hand for that a month ago. So the fact that we're here now and we know that you just need to win the match. Yeah, it's a great situation to be in.
How much of an advantage does it feel to have that momentum, the home advantage, the fact you only need to win, versus maybe the pressure and expectation that can also bring?
Yeah, look, I think that everyone at this club is used to having pressure, so that's not something that we're too bothered with. I think that we're all looking at it as the glass kind of half full. You know what I mean? Is that where we've been this season? All the different paths that we've taken, all the different obstacles that have come and gone. To the fact that it's coming down to match day 38. The last one of the season at home, crowd's fully behind us. We've got a good, run of form here, and you're told, hey, look, go and win a match. At the end of the day, if you can go and do that, you can win a title. I think that that's something that, again, as I said earlier, if you told us that a month ago, we would have shooken your hand for that. So it's a great opportunity. It's one that we also know that whatever happens, it's same with that Rangers match last week. You concede an early goal, it doesn't matter. You need to win the match. Go find a way. You got time. So whatever happens in the game, we just know we got to play to that final whistle as we did against Motherwell, and ideally find a way to get 3 points on the board and enjoy the summer after that.
How would you describe the season as a whole?
I've been trying to call it like 4 seasons in one. It's been the longest and shortest season all at the same time in terms of there's been so many different storylines and things that have happened. But for me on a personal level, it's also been a really short season because I barely played. I've been injured for so long. So it's been a really just a strange season. But at the same time is that, we're coming into this now, the final week with a chance to, if you win both matches, you can leave here with 2 trophies. And that's something that, didn't always look potentially possible a couple of months back, but the lads have dug in, found a way to dig out results, especially here in this last month. And we've really been treating every single match like a cup final. We've known that if we drop points at any point, we're probably going to take ourselves out of it. So it's been amazing just to see the resilience in the group, just to find a way to get results.
Quite a few Rory after the penalty call during the week. What did you make of it?
Honestly, I didn't really see it. I was on the bench at that point. We couldn't really tell what happened, if Trusty had gotten hit. It's just kind of an awkward coming together. Obviously, then when he goes over to VAR, you're not 100% sure what was the call. I saw it after. It's one of those ones that, yeah, if it's happening against you, are you thrilled? No, but at the same time, hand is in kind of a weird spot. You leave it up to interpretation. We're just lucky at the end of the day that, it was on our side for a change. Sometimes through the course of a season, you're going to have VAR calls that go for you. You're going to have ones that go against you. It's just the name of the game. And luckily for us, it went for us. But that being said, Kelechi still had to step up and put it away. And talk about a pressurized situation. He's come through for us now on a couple big occasions in these past couple weeks. So I was glad I wasn't taking that pen. Let's just say that. And I was really, really happy when I saw it hit the back of the net. And so were all those Celtic fans in the stand behind the goal.
What did you make of the reaction to it on social media, on radio shows and what have you?
Yeah, if you get caught up in that, then you're going to go down a pretty dark rabbit hole, I think, there. Every single decision up here in Scotland, I think, gets magnified to a whole another degree when it comes to us. So now, look, it is what it is. No matter what people say on social media or what they don't say, it's not going to change what's happened. So we just kind of look, all right, that's happened Wednesday night. We got to get ready for a title decider on Saturday afternoon. If you go down those rabbit holes, okay, but it's not going to change the fact that we need to win on Saturday at 12:30, and that's kind of where our mind's at.
You mentioned a couple of times you've obviously been injured for a lot of this period. You missed a lot when times weren't great at the club. Were there points where you maybe thought that this was just not Celtic's season, things were just getting away from you, and you thought that days like Saturday might never actually come?
It's hard not to think that when you realize you look at the table. But at the same time, I look at this squad. We're not naive either. We know how good and how expensive our team is to a degree in comparison to this league, and we always knew that, hey, you give us a chance. There's still plenty of matches to go. That if we could just string some results together, we'll see what the other teams are made of. And it took us a while to get really going, but we found a way to hit a rhythm here, and especially this last month, we're it's just been quite a few wins on the trot now for us, and we're just trying to keep that momentum going at the same time. Yeah, it's great that we're in this. Bless you. It's great that we're in this position. Did I think it was going to be the case? I was hoping it. Was I guaranteed of it? If you'd asked me that in January, February, no. But I don't think anyone was, feeling exactly confident. But at the same time, we know the quality that we have in this group, and I'm just glad that we've managed to figure it out and get ourselves in this position.
You mentioned furore over certain refereeing decisions. I think there was one or two wanting you sent off for a tackle against Rangers. What did you make of that, and what was going through your mind when that challenge was made, when you got the yellow, and what came after?
Yeah, I mean, it's again, as a defender now, you got to be so smart with every tackle you put in. Was I a little bit lucky? Yeah, probably. When you slow it down, again, I'm going to win the ball. Of course, if you're going to take the man, you want to get the man as well. Was I intending to, injure him? No. I'm just trying to put a hard tackle in, as every single fan on both sides of that rivalry would want their defenders to do. And yeah, I caught him. I thought in the moment I caught him on the top of the foot. I wasn't 100% sure what the VAR was going to look like. Turns out it sounded like they didn't have the replay. That might have been a bit more conclusive, that I should have been sent off. This and that. It is what it is. I thought in the moment, yellow card's probably fair. If it was 10 years ago, I would have said, how is that even a foul? But that's just the day and age now. At the end of the day, am I lucky that I got sent off? Probably. But it's football. You need to be able to make tackles. And I'm glad that I stayed on the pitch, and I'm glad that we managed to win that match as well.
You talk about treating every game like a cup final. Does this just have a specific cup final feel about it, and that's exactly how you're going to approach it?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, you just know exactly it's win, you win the trophy, and a draw or a loss, and you don't. I think it makes it pretty binary and crystal clear what needs to be done, which is great for this group. And again, as you go through the season, you're constantly kind of trying to figure out, okay, what are the permutations? What do things look like? What results do you need? And it's nice once you just get to the end and you just know, okay, it's in your hands, and this is what you need to do in order to get it across the line. So to get it to this point, it adds extra pressure to a degree in terms of, we haven't often come down to the very last day to need a title, to win a title. But at the same time, that's what you kind of come to a club like this for. We've played in tons of cup finals, and that's what this is to us. So it's a massive opportunity. And again, I'm just looking forward to feeling the atmosphere. I think it's going to be a pretty special one inside Celtic Park, and hopefully we can get it across the line.